I always had a plan for how motherhood would go for me. Like most of you, I wanted to raise happy, healthy, well-adjusted kids. But I also had some very specific ideas, like they'd all be exclusively breastfed, because you know breast is best and all that. They'd all read by age 4, and they'd absolutely grow up bilingual. This is how things really went down. My first was tough, born almost without breath. Apgar score, 2. He could not be exclusively breastfed. In fact, he could not be breastfed at all. After more than a week in the NICU, he was released with a clean-ish bill of health. The doctor put it this way: he's like a car that has been in an accident. We looked under the hood and he looks okay, but drive it for a while and see if it starts creaking. Well, 10 months later, he started creaking and was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. His new doctor said he may never walk or talk. This child, I thought, is the one for whom my heart would break. But still, my plan was intact. I had hit a slight bump on the road, but I could work with this. 20 months later, my second child was summoned hurriedly into this world. His mission, to be his older brother's best friend and guardian. As a baby, he roamed with his tongue constantly sticking out of his mouth as if to taste the world. The tongue has withdrawn, but the hunger to taste and test the world still remains. My third came under the weight of a threat from my husband. We were to have another child, only if I could guarantee it would be a girl, and only if I swore it would be our last. I gave my solemn promise. Our last child was, in fact, a girl, as peaceful a soul as ever lived. She slept when she was asked, only cried when it was truly necessary, and even seemed to know that her mother's breasts could not be slapped and thrown around like a water balloon, even if at this point it looked like one. My husband and I asked each other in disbelief, can a newborn really be this easy? Our middle child did indeed become his brother's best friend and has developed a fiercely protective sense of fairness. Luckily, he has yet to be called to the service of his brother, but he has managed to get himself into fights defending others and standing up for important issues, like which Power Ranger will defeat Lord Zed. Really heavy stuff. All in all, the plan was still alive and well, not the straight path I'd envisioned, but for the most part, these kids were fitting nicely into the box I'd lovingly built and padded for them. And then a few months ago, my plan started to unravel right before my eyes. I swear those children hatched up a coup up in their little room, because out of nowhere, the perfect plan just stopped working. My older child, the one with cerebral palsy, he started to have the most independent personality of all three. He wakes up at 7 a.m., makes his bed, and even gets breakfast ready for his siblings. I know, that part's awesome. But recently, he's decided that whatever is a complete sentence, and it ends with an exclamation mark. And he has begun rolling his eyes at me. I can't decide whether to be annoyed or to laugh because his eyeballs barely go in the same direction when he rolls them. Or to just thank God that he has such attitude and can actually roll his eyeballs at all. And it turns out he did walk and talk in his own way. And that cute little boob-respecting girl, oh, how the mighty have fallen. I have to tell her 12 times a day, take your bath, brush your teeth, as if I'd be the one suffering from stink behind the ear or rotten teeth if she didn't. And I'd better not talk about the plan I had to get her reading and writing by age 4, because I'd cry. And well, I cry really ugly. My middle child is still tasting the air, except his hunger for learning looks different from what I'd envisioned in my little plan. These days, I turn around for a second, and he's created a potion. Flour, food coloring, vinegar, in a metal bowl, ready to be cooked in the microwave. Just to see what happens. Who cares that I already told him what will happen, or that he has in fact tried this very experiment before? And as for being bilingual, he recently told me he'd seen a volcano interrupting on TV. I think I'll just focus on the English for now. Thank you very much. My plan's been derailed. I have learned something, though. It turns out there's no playbook for being a mother. We emulate our own parents, resolving even as we do not to reproduce their flaws. I will never make a fuss about meals. I will never yell at my kids over homework. I'll try to say yes more. But in the thick of things, when faced with the perfume or the stink of motherhood, don't we all just do the very best mothering we can? Plans are okay. In fact, just the other day, I started thinking about what gifts I will give my kids if and when they graduate from college. My oldest is 8. Shake your head all you want. My husband shakes his so often he looks like a bobblehead doll. But still, I plan. And then I open myself up to the possibility, no, the certainty, that the kids will take my good plans and turn them upside down. I look forward to seeing them do that.